New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from Nick of Time Show here, give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And it's time to talk about this crazy game. The Knicks lose to the Washington Wizards 124 to 117. The Knicks smiley face assassin, aka Kemba Walker, goes off, almost gives you a 50 piece tonight. But he ended up scoring 44 points, 8 assists, and 9 rebounds. But at the end of the day, we ended up losing. And before we talk about it, we get to this in the stats and the facts. Let me introduce, first and foremost, my guy from the YouTube channel across the street. I call him the Raw Metaphor, and it is the Raw Hebrew Remnant. What's going on, Raw?
What's up, my man? Under better circumstances, hopefully soon.
Yeah, and happy anniversary to my guy, Raw from the YouTube channel across the street, 37th anniversary. Wish we got that win today, but you know, it is what it is. I know you had a good time anyway.
That did, but damn.
But damn, I know, man. Crazy one. Also introducing my man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building. My fault, you know, returning from health and safety protocols like Clyde, but I'm back.
Yeah, my man's been sick for a minute. He said he's almost 100%, and he's willing to give it a go. But
yes, sir.
So yeah, we're gonna give it a go today. Ryan, do you want to read some stats today? Let us know what happens in these stats and these facts today, man.
All right, so as y'all know, the Knicks lost to the Wizards 124 to 117. Part of the disappointing stats is Kispert career high against the Knicks, 20 points. Kuzma, 18 points, 10 rebounds. My man ain't have a double-double since God knows when. And then Spencer Dinwiddie, 21 points and 12 assists. The Wizards had 7 players in double figures, so that should tell you right there how terrible Knicks defense was overall. But I'm going to get to the Knicks stats right quick. Mm-hmm. Like Jay said, Kemba Walker, game high 44 points. 9 rebounds, 8 assists, +4 with the plus and minus, had the highest plus and minus on the team, but that don't mean much, but we're going to get into that later on in the show. Mm-hmm. Randle, 23 points, 9 rebounds. Terrible game overall, though. Burks, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. And that's it for the Knicks in the double figures. I'm going to get to the other stats, the game stats. So, in the game stats now, the Knicks won the battle on the boards 52 to 43, but the Knicks only had 17 assists, which is pretty evident because the Knicks played a lot of ISO ball today, so there was no ball movement whatsoever. Yeah, the Wizards shot 56% from the field, 43% from 3, while the Knicks only shot 45% and 31% from 3, and the Knicks had the advantage in second chance points 19 to 7, but at the end of the day, that don't mean nothing because the Knicks still took the L.
Yeah. The Knicks still took the L. Now, we had a really good game from Kemba Walker, as you said. The streets is talking. Kemba Walker is back. He's crossing over. He's shooting threes. The smiling face assassin should have never been benched. Right? All the good feelings are coming with the Kemba Walker stuff. And trust me when I tell you I'm happy that Kemba Walker, I'm happy he's getting his playing time back, and I'm happy he's producing on the offensive end. But Raw, I saw what you was tweeting, and me and you were on the same page. With all the hoopla and all the scoring that was going on, it was evident that we still haven't stopped anybody. By halftime, the score was 64 to 57 Knicks, and Kemba Walker had a season. He had like one of the Knicks' career highs, 22 points in the second half alone. Scored almost a 30 piece by halftime, and we were only up by 7, and we ended up losing. And I can already tell you what the reason why we were losing. Raw, let me know, what did you saw in this game? Why do you feel like we let this game get away from us?
Playing 5-on-4 defense with Kemba Walker on the floor, number one. And whenever you're not getting good perimeter defense, your bigs are going to be in foul trouble. I was concerned about that, and that's exactly what happened. Taj Gibson and Mitchell Robinson struggled because they were not getting good perimeter defense. You cannot play Julius Randle, Evan Fournier, and Kemba Walker together. Julius checked out today. And then all of a sudden now you're playing 2 against 5 on the defense. And so I don't care how many points Kemba is scoring, he's not getting everybody involved. He's not getting the ball stops moving. And so he's not getting everybody involved. He's scoring a lot of points. Mitchell Robinson is like turned off. It's like you put him in plastic wrap and put the box on him. The same thing with Obi. Nobody, these guys didn't get ignited. You need a point guard that's going to ignite them. That did not happen. So I was concerned. See, the other night everybody was hyping because we beat Detroit. It was Detroit. This is a better team. And so you're going to find more teams like this than Detroit. And so this is what you saw tonight is the reason Kemba Walker was taken out of the rotation. That's what you saw. And that's what I'm saying. I was watching him score, and I was like, oh, yeah, everybody's going to be going crazy. But I'm not, because I know we're going to give up just as many points as we're scoring. And that's what's going on.
Yeah, I have stuff to say, but before I talk, I'm going to let Ryan go.
Yeah, I mean, Raw pretty much said everything right there. Like, everybody was hype over Kemba Walker's 44-point performance, but if you really watch what was going on the court, oftentimes, like, Taj Gibson only played 7 minutes today because he quickly got into foul trouble. I could point out at least 3 different times where Taj Gibson ended up guarding Spencer Dinwiddie on the perimeter because the Knicks got the switches because the Knicks got the switches out of whack, and because guys are not sticking to their man. So now you have Taj Gibson guarding guards on the perimeter, and then of course he's going to get into foul trouble. He's a big man. He's not supposed to be guarding guards on the perimeter. And then on top of that, now with Mitch, you can count the amount of times where Mitch was guarding 2 people at the same time. And if you're going to have your bigs in those kind of predicaments, of course they're going to get into foul trouble and be ineffective. So Kemba was scoring all these points, and I commend Kemba for keeping the Knicks in the game. But at the same time, the Knicks defense suffered as a result.
Yeah, I'll say this: Kemba Walker had a phenomenal game, of course. I think there is a world where you can survive when Kemba goes off like this. But here's the thing: I think last year's Julius Randle and this year's Julius Randle are 2 different Julius Randles. I don't know what's up with dude. But he seemed like he was going through the motions the entire game. He was. Until maybe the last 5 minutes of the game, it seemed like he actually put forth effort. So I don't know what that's about.
You're seeing Julius Randle from 2019. That's what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, I feel like is it a happiness thing? Because I don't know, man. Someone needs to check on that man. Somebody needs to check on that man because you can see the difference with his demeanor between last season and this season. Like going to the podium, sad face. Last season, going to the podium, happy face. Even when your team is winning, but your man's is going off for 30 points or whatever, he still seemed kind of uninterested, and that was a little bit weird. And it was also weird that he had the smallest man guarding him tonight, and he wasn't able to take advantage of that. And he has done that in the past, like during the Bull. I think shout out to Strickland who pointed it out, how he punished players when he was playing with the Bulls and he had the smaller guys on him. He was able to really take advantage of players like that. But for some reason, he was playing tentative today. And when he got his opportunity to get the ball and do something with it with a smaller man on it, he didn't really take advantage of it. I mean, he did with Nito, yes, in the small stretches, but he was guarded by smaller men the entire game. And he did not take advantage. But go ahead.
No, I was going to say the thing is that first off, last year we know that the offense flowed through him, and it started generally on the pinch post. That's not the case this year. So that's one problem right there. So that not only that, a lot of people are going to call trade Julius, get rid of Julius. Look, let's be real. The Knicks are not going to trade him, not this year and probably not next year. So if that's the case, what we need to think about is, okay, it's a given. We're keeping Julius Randle, and he's going to be starting at the 4 spot. So what do we do now? You have to surround him with people, with players that will play off of him positively. And it's obviously not Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. It's not right now. So you cannot sit Fournier because of his 3-year, $54 million. That leaves Kemba. That's why I say it's deuce time, man. It's deuce time, period. It's deuce time. We got to get Deuce out there and let him run because all of this hyping and crossing over and all that, I don't like it if it means we're giving up just as many people. I want to see a 98-88 game when the Knicks are winning. I want that kind of game. You know, not this game where we're scoring 100 and something points and losing because we're giving up 100 something points. It's ridiculous.
I'll say that for me, I do feel like, I don't know what's going on with Randle, but I do feel like I'm hoping that Tom gets to him and brings back the defensive Randle from last season. I said it at the beginning of the season or halfway when we started seeing our struggles. If Kemba Walker is playing like this today and he's scoring, I still feel like bare minimum you have to take Evan Fournier off the floor for long stretches. Because we've already established that when Evan Fournier doesn't touch the ball or when Evan Fournier isn't involved, he checks out defensively. And that entire third quarter, especially Evan Fournier checked out defensively. And that's when you
got it, yeah. I agree. You can't have them on the floor together. You're absolutely correct.
Right. So
you're absolutely correct.
Bare minimum, like there are teams in the NBA who have like a liability defensively, and they surround them like you kind of mentioned this before. I mentioned this shows before. I kind of referenced like the 76ers team where you have a liability defensively, and you can surround him with defenders and it can work.
Right.
Randle can be a defender if Tom makes him take accountability. Like he can be. I've seen it last year. He was top 7 in defensive win shares last season. He can do it.
Yep.
But like if we're going with Kemba Walker, and if this is the new Kemba Walker where he's more aggressive, where he can shoot, have games where he shoots like this, he can have games we had good assist games with Boston Celtics. Even though I would prefer like a defensive guy to start, if this is the Kemba Walker we're getting, I still feel like we're gonna have to sit Evan Fournier. Bare minimum, we have to sit Evan Fournier and get a defensive guy to 2. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I agree if that's going to be the case, but to me, the problem with Kemba is really twofold. The one is obviously he can't play defense. Number 2, he really needs the ball in his hands a lot for him to be effective. He's not the type to move off the ball very well or to let the ball move around the court very well. He's a one-on-one player. To me, that type of guy is a guy that you need coming off the bench. It's not a guy that you need in your starting unit. So that's what I'm saying. I would rather sit Kemba than sit Fournier. If you sit Fournier, yes, you could surround Kemba with 4 defenders, and it would work. Right. I think it would work. But you're not going to sit Fournier at $54 million. That's the way the politics comes in. He's going to play. So if that's the case, you've got to sit Kemba.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why Tibbs sat Kemba the first time was because and we talked about this in the program too, because of the money. Evan Fournier's here for longer. So if you're going to do it and it's really the same formula. So let's say you sit Kemba, you get Deuce, you get Randle, you get Mitchell Robinson, you get AB or RJ. Now you have 4 decent defenders around, Fournier. Because then I think then Julius gets turned on and he starts to play a little bit. But you put him out there with Kemba, it's disaster, man. It's just simple disaster. And I don't want to overstate it because I don't think it was like to tell you the truth for all. When Kemba was sitting, that's when we started to lose. So I don't want to blame this game on Kemba, even though it was evident that
you have to be right, because if he's positive, if he was plus 6, then obviously when he sat down, that means he's on the court. We were up, right? So when he sits down, we were down. But the whole flow is off. That's what I'm saying. The whole flow is off, man. So to me, I'm thinking it's not. And this is the thing. I don't like Evan Fournier as much as equally as I don't like Kemba Walker. I don't like Julius Randle equally. They're all equal to me. But when you got to look at it like, okay, they're not going to sit Randle and they're not going to sit Fournier. So that just leaves Kemba. He's the one on a 2-year deal. And you got 2 young guards that can come out there and get the job done. So I'm just thinking he's the guy. If we did not have Evan Fournier, if he wasn't on the team, I would be saying, okay, let's surround Kemba like they did Allen Iverson, like Guy Brown did with Allen Iverson, and like Woodson did with Melo. And we'll work with that. We could work with that. It wouldn't be the best team to me, but we could work with it. But the way it's at right now, you cannot have them 3 out there. They do not play well together.
Yeah.
And Kemba is the one because he's got the shorter contract. They got 2 guys, like I said, that can step in and do the job without being defensive liabilities. And so, to me, he's the odd man out.
Yeah, we need a more balanced roster on the offensive defensive end. When the team is scoring over 100 points, it doesn't matter. Like we got to make stops at some point. At the end of the day, we got to make.
Yeah.
We have to make stops. I don't know. Go ahead, Ryan. You want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to add one thing because a lot of people are really supporting Kemba Walker, and trust me, Kemba Walker is my guy. I like Kemba Walker. I've always liked him as a player. You know, BX all day. I'm from Brooklyn, so of course, New York City, you know, I'm always going to support my guys. But this is where you have to be unbiased and you have to actually watch the Knicks and how they play when Kemba's on the floor and when Kemba's off the floor. Because when Kemba's on the floor, the Knicks play a lot of one-on-one ISO ball. The Knicks do not have the players to play that style of basketball. The Knicks are at their best when they're moving the ball around and they're playing defense and guarding 5-on-5. Everybody has their man and they're guarding straight out. And I'm sorry, the Knicks play better when it's IQ, McBride, or Rose at the point.
That's right.
Than Kemba. It's just facts if you look at the game from an objective standpoint. So,
That's right.
yeah, I'm glad Kemba scored 44 points tonight. I'm glad Kemba went off tonight. But if you watch from an objective standpoint, the Knicks just play better when one of those three guys is running the point guard than Kemba. It's just
That's
facts.
right. It's just regular facts. Because, like you said, they're getting everybody involved in the game, and they're playing better team defense.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Kemba Walker. Somebody else. I'm gonna speak for the chat because I know some people say Kemba had 8 assists tonight. What would you say?
We
to
lost.
that?
We lost. I mean, this is a guy that, like I said, this to me, the thing is, in his prime, he had a 60-point game, and his team lost that game.
Right.
How you score 60 and your team loses?
I feel you.
Come on.
I feel you. We got 4 callers up, so I know this is a hot topic. Even in the last show, it seems like people were really attentive about this Kemba Walker topic. I'll just say this: at the end of the day, I'd rather see this Kemba Walker than the Kemba Walker I saw a couple of months ago. I mean, when he was kind of tentative, I'd rather see the ball move more through him than Julius Randle if he's going to be this aggressive and this efficient. I still feel like defensively, though, we need to take a step up if we're going to play this style. And I think we have to definitely have to set Evan Fournier for a Grimes or somebody else because we can't.
I think I saw him, man. I think he had a sniffle. He probably should go away for 10 days.
Just put Evan Fournier on the health and safety protocol.
Yeah,
Get him out of here for 10 days.
Nah.
Let Fournier sit 10 days, man. Let Fournier sit 10 days. Let him go with health and safety, man. Shoot. Take a rest, man. Take a rest.
Coach's decision. Coach's decision. Let's go with coach's decision.
Give that man a paid vacation to France for 10 days.
I saw him sneeze, man. Please, sit him down for 10 days.
Oh, man.
Put him in the hotel, man.
Oh, man. Let's go. All right. I already know it's going to be a barn burn. We got 4 callers up who want to talk. Oh, wait. Before we get to that, gunshots. Shout out to D Nice who sends a $4.99 super chat. Says Knicks making list and checking in Grimes. Ted's going to find out who's naughty or nice. Miles McBride is coming to town. Gunshots. D Nice with the lyrics. Inside the super chat. Shout out to my guy, D.
That's what's up.
Yeah, we got Grimes. That's not coal in your stocking. That's Grimes. All right, we ready for Christmas.
Grimes under the tree.
Exactly. All right, first caller up. Let us know what your name is and where you from and what do you want to talk about.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? It's JR calling from Florida.
What's going on,
Just
JR?
want to check in with y'all boys. What's going on, man? What's going on?
What's going
Hey,
on?
first things first, make sure y'all like this video, share this video. We got the dream team over here. We got something for everybody, man. This is the squad right here. I love when y'all boys are on, man.
Appreciate it.
But
Thank you, man.
hey,
Appreciate it.
I want to say something, man. I want to say like I respect what you guys do. You guys give takes, and you guys have a lot of people listening to your takes, and it's very easy for somebody sitting down to pick apart takes and say have different point of views. But to be completely honest, like I'm one of those people that believe that sometimes people can have different point of views, seeing the same game, but neither be wrong. Just standing and seeing it from a different angle. And I say that because, all right, it's clear, right? Kemba has a problem defending, right? He can't he can't stop nobody right now. You even saw in pivotal moments of the game, the Wizards obviously went and attacked Kemba, whether it was Aaron Gordon or no matter who it was. Well, not Aaron Gordon, but Aaron Holiday. And you know, it hurts the team for sure. But the fact is, and the man just put up, 44 points? Raw, I'm a long-time listener, Raw, and I recall you saying that if a guy can score 40 points in the NBA game, that's a skill. Like, he's a certain caliber of player.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because he can do that. Because he can do that. Now, JL is here on the button. You got to surround this guy with the right pieces around him, regardless of contracts. If you got to put in Grimes in there to play defense and sit Fournier down so we can hide Kemba on defense, in my opinion, that falls on Tibbs because it's his job to get the most out of the team. And that's why I was coming with the different angles and point of views, because in my point of view, like in my perspective, I feel like the Knicks have massively let down Julius Randle this last offseason. I feel like and I feel like there's plenty of blame to go around. This is the third of the season already. This is more than a sample size. And this is the third time we've been killed by somebody that, frankly, we could have signed. I don't believe Dinwiddie's on a bad contract at all. And that's really what I'm getting to. It's true that Thibodeau is the best coach we've had in a very long time. But he's made mistakes with handling rotations and not playing rookies that he should play. Because if we're really going for wins, it shouldn't matter if you're a rookie or a vet. We're trying to just win every game. And it's also true that the front office, Papa Rose, William Wesley, those boys, it's true. They've been our best front office in a very long time. Probably the best of my lifetime, which is pretty sad. Because they've been really smart with draft picks. They've been really smart with even the contracts they give out. Even though they gave it to the wrong guys, they still gave out good contracts to those guys. So, like, even though that's true, it's also true that they didn't sign the right guys. Like me, just total disclaimer, I was one that I wanted Dinwiddie, DeRozan, and Olynyk. I wanted a stretch 5. These guys decided to pay Noel $10 million. Like, he's over there. He's been a total zero this year. Meanwhile, we got Drummond on the vets minimum. Like, I feel like Drummond will be worth that $10 million over Noel, even though he won't give us anything that much different than Mitch. I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep it short because I know I'll be ranting on this show, but I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I feel like there's plenty of blame to go around, and that goes from the front office down to Tibbs. And I feel like the one in the crosshairs taking all the bullets for these guys is Randle, because yes, Randle makes mistakes. He has turnovers and everything, but those boys on the front office should have got him the right guys. Should have got him the ballers. There's basketball players like Evan Fournier, and there's ballers like DeRozan, ballers that get buckets. You know what I'm saying? Like the front office has to know who their coach is, what offensive system we run. And if you look at our team, the Knicks, when was the last time we ran an actual offensive system that was predicated on ball movement, screens? Because from my time watching the Knicks, the last time I can remember that was probably Larry Brown, who tried to turn Jamal Crawford into Rip Hamilton, even though that wasn't really it didn't work too well. Like, you, as a front office, you have to know who's your coach, what you're running, and you know what I'm saying, and make decisions based off that.
Yeah.
So that's all I gotta say. I feel like Tibbs needs to, you know what I'm saying, he has to again, I like Tibbs. That's not saying that he doesn't make mistakes, but he needs to play the guys that he needs to play, regardless of. And I know there's politics, but come on, y'all. The season's a third over. We're not good enough to be giving away games. I truly believe. How many games did we lose, guys? The whole time that Kemba was sitting, I think we lost 7 out of 10 or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we lose all those games with Kemba. And I'm not saying that you got to start Kemba. I think that was just I feel like Tibbs panicked too early. He sat Kemba, even though he had the 20-game sample size. I'm saying a guy that could score that much, you gotta find a role for. I agree with Raw. I wouldn't start Kemba. I would start Deuce. Deuce's defense, when he gives you on both sides of the ball, it's definitely who you should go with. Are any of us confident that Tibbs is gonna start Deuce? I know I'm not.
No.
I know I'm not, and that's sad to me. To me, that's frustrating. Are we trying to win games? Are we trying to be politically correct? What are we trying to do here?
Yeah.
Start who you got to start, regardless of veteran status, regardless of contract. Find a role for the guys that are talented on this team. And I'm gonna end up with this one because I know 2020 hindsight vision. Obviously, they didn't get my guys. My guys are doing decent. The guys that I actually wanted for this team. But I'm just saying, like, we as the Knicks, we don't have the luxury to be picking, or not to be picking, but like to be picking and choosing. Like, we need talent. We need talent, and we were like, I see a guy like Drummond. I see a guy like Cousins even. Like, we can't take a flyer on Cousins. Like, we can't take a flyer on him just to see what's up. Just to see what's up. He can shoot the ball. We haven't had a center who can shoot the ball. So that's why I'm gonna leave y'all. That's why I'm gonna leave y'all, man. Again, man, I enjoy what y'all do. I respect what y'all do, and I know it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Just know that, you know what I'm saying, I keep listening, and I'm with y'all boys. Y'all the squad. Y'all already know. Raw, much love to you, man. Ryan G, you already know. So, y'all boys have a good one, man. Take it easy, man.
All right, man.
All right, man. Thanks.
Salute.
They are representing Sunshine State.
Salute. Chat's loving the call. Five. I saw some fives in the chat. Like, people like this point of view. I agree. I actually agree with a lot of what he said.
Yeah.
This blame all around. Tibbs not, utilizing the offense correctly to involve Kemba. From the front office, maybe getting the wrong players that maybe not getting the players that he thought would fit with Tibbs'
I don't
style.
blame Tibbs because he did not want Kemba.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe Tibbs might have wanted then with it. We don't know. But he did. I know that he did not want Kemba Walker, and so you got to give the coach the ingredients he asked for his recipe, man. You can't just throw stuff at him and say, okay, make this work. He did not want Kemba.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, sorry to cut you off. Yeah, like JR definitely he made a lot of good points. And say, for example, instead of signing Fournier and Kemba, the Knicks use the money elsewhere to actually bring in players that would actually fit Tibbs' style of ball. Would the Knicks really be 14-18 right now? Probably not.
Yeah. And you still got to give some blame to Julius Randle too, because he has regressed, and I feel like he's still taking some back seats in his effort on the defensive end. So, like, there's blame to go all around. It's not one simple answer. There's blame to go all around. So I agree with you, Caller.
But you know what, though, with regard to Julius, though, I'm not making no excuse for him. But look, okay, let's say like the top 10 players in the NBA, whichever one. Like, I know everybody understands. Like, Durant is in that number, right? Mm-hmm. Stephen Curry's in that number, right? So those type of guys don't get $100 million. They get $200 million.
Right.
Yeah.
So nowadays, when you're getting $100 million dude, he's not a number one option. He's a strong second or third option. So to me, they did not sign Julius Randle to be the long-term number one option.
Right.
Okay. To me, it's not him. He's a temporary number one option, and you got to surround him with what you're going to develop, what you're going to grow. Now, I agree with the caller in that Tibbs needs to play some of these kids because they'll help us win basketball games. I think he's going to, but he needs to do that. But I'm just not one to whine about who we should have signed because we're here. So what they should have did is irrelevant right now. So yeah, we could have got this. I would tell you what though, I would not pay Lonzo Ball $80 million, and I would not pay DeRozan $85 million. I would not be happy if they did that. So the fact that they balling out, okay, good for Chicago. But I wouldn't have paid. Let me ask y'all. Would y'all have paid DeRozan $85 million?
$85 million?
That's what he's getting for.
Not based on what I saw last season.
Not based on the last season with the Spurs, and then the age on top of that too. That was probably a factor as well.
That was not a signing we should have did. So there's no way. Everybody starts to look back and say, "Oh, look how he's balling. We should have signed him." That's stupid.
He's not playing his contract though, for sure.
When you're looking at him at that time, I would not pay him $85 million. I think he's getting 85 over 3 years, man.
I'm not sure if it's over 3. It's over 3.
I think it's over 3. I think he's getting 80. Let me see. Let me just look at this DeMar DeRozan's contract because I think he's getting.
That's besides the point too. Like, I don't want to get too hung up on DeMar DeRozan's contract because he's not even here anymore. and he's not even here. But
And I wasn't going to sign him to no $85 million, and I wasn't signing Lonzo to no $80 million.
I'll say this though, Lonzo would have been a different story. I might have been tempted to sign Lonzo to $80 million just for the simple fact he's young and he showed improvement in New Orleans and been bringing that to New York, and the fact that he's a defensive guard and Thibs is a defensive coach. I would have been tempted for Lonzo. I would have been tempted.
I can buy that.
He's pretty much doing what we want Alec Burks to do right now.
Yep, I could buy that. That's more of a risk, but I could buy that.
Yeah.
But there's no way that you're going to tell me that we should have signed DeMar DeRozan to $85 million at age 31. There's just no way. I'm sorry.
But I will say this. Because I'm Team Deuce McBride. I want Deuce McBride to get a lot more minutes, and depending on like the workload and how if Kemba can keep this up, I can still see Deuce McBride getting more minutes than Kemba in certain nights. But like it is encouraging to see that Kemba can at least score like this, because this is kind of what we need in closing time when games are tight. But again, we have to be way better defensively if we're even going to think to take advantage of a skill like that Kemba has, because we were getting smoked.
Yeah, no,
on a
DeMar
defensive
DeRozan
end.
Is $82 million over 3 years.
$82 million a year. So like
he's getting $27.3 million a year.
Right. Because the thing is too, at least in the fourth quarter, right? Everybody, the contention was going to Kemba, and Julius Randle was being more aggressive, and he was able to take advantage because Kemba was getting a lot of attention. He was able to find some seams and get some nice dump ball passes to Mitch and other players. The players have to make shots, and we just need stronger defense at the end. And kudos to Burks, he played some pretty good defense, and Mitch did what he could. But Evan Fournier, man, we just need a stout defenders altogether. Whether that's ending with Grimes or Deuce or something, but we gotta.
I know.
Go ahead, Ryan.
I know we got some other calls to get to, but I think it's gonna be really interesting to see the next game, because the next game I'm predicting RJ should be back and Grimes should be back.
Right.
Is Thibs gonna make that adjustment in the starting lineup where he's like, you know what, Randall, Fournier, and Kemba cannot play together. Let me take out one or two of those guys and put in RJ and Grimes instead, or is he gonna be like, you know what, it's still Randall, still Fournier, it's still Kemba, and let me just put in RJ to replace Burks or something like that.
Right.
I don't think this is what I'm saying. I mean, he loves Randall. Randall's not coming out of the starting lineup. I like to look at it as real. He's not taking Randall out of the starting lineup. I don't think he's taking Fournier. He should.
Yeah.
I don't think he will.
That should be Grimes and RJ if you're doing
Kemba's
Kemba.
the only candidate to leave the starting unit. He's the only candidate. And it's like what we said, look, you surround Kemba with 4 defenders? Yeah, we could go with that. But he's not going to do that.
Right.
He's not going to do that. So you're going to have Evan Fournier in the starting line. So now you got to surround Evan Fournier with 4 defenders. And he's going to depend on Randall to become a defender.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
You're right. No, you're absolutely right, and it's a conundrum.
Yeah,
it's a conundrum. And
and trust me, realistically speaking, I was just putting that out there, but I realistically think the lineup for the Atlanta game, if Grimes and RJ's healthy, is going to be Mitch, Randall, RJ, Fournier, and Kemba. That's where I see the lineup. I'm just saying.
You think they're taking Burks out?
Yeah, I'm thinking they're going to put Burks back on the bench and put RJ back in.
Yeah,
wow,
it's possible. That's definitely possible.
Then we're going to lose that game too.
Yeah.
Kemba's going to get 35, and we're going to give up, 105, something, whatever.
Yeah, man.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Salute to the chat, man. Shout out to Paul Butler, Sang Freud, Stanley Man, JT Riddick, one to Nick, always a Nick, the best mind in the game, Fritz, Stanley Man, and everybody else who's rocking with the KOT show. Also, let me not mess up your name, Agrides Laureano. Shout out to you guys. If you like the show so far, please hit that like button. Please hit the subscribe button, man, and definitely share with all your guys. It seemed like you guys really liked the last episode because the watch time was really long. So if you're really loving these shows like that, please share everything and hit that like and subscribe and comment as well, and let people know that we are one of the best Knicks content creators and Knicks post-game shows out there. All right. So next caller up, Chris. Let us know, Chris, what do you want to talk about and where you from, sir?
Hello,
you're on live.
This is Chris from Long Island.
What's going on, Chris?
Long Island.
All right.
What's the word? First time caller?
All right.
Hey, what part of Long Island?
I'm in Elmont.
Belmont. Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Queens, basically.
Pretty much Queens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Salute to everybody. Hit the like button, subscribe.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm hearing all these talks about, Kemba's a problem, this and that. It's frustrating because it's not Kemba. Kemba's not the problem. The problem is we have no our wing defenders is non-existent.
Wait. You saying Grimes is not a wing defender?
No, Grimes needs to play. I believe Grimes needs to play.
So you said we have non-existent, but Grimes can put guard the wing?
You know what? When I say non-existent, the ones who's getting minutes, who's getting the consistent minutes.
He's talking about Fournier.
Yeah.
And
Well,
sometimes
that's one
RJ.
guy. Yeah, and Fournier's giving too much. RJ guards the toughest offensive player, so yeah, he's gonna get burned sometimes.
Yeah, but he's not. It seems like RJ is getting cooked every night also.
Well, he's guarding the toughest guys. He's guarding the toughest guys in the NBA. They give him the toughest assignment.
Well, I hear you. It's Tom Thibodeau. His rotations is horrible. Like tonight, I felt like when Mitch had foul trouble, he should have put Sims in. How much offensive rebounds does Sims have?
Sims? How many offensive rebounds does Sims have?
I would have to check that out.
I'm looking at it. See here.
I believe
Sims had
he had 6.
he had 4. He had 4 offensive boards, 6 boards altogether.
These are calls that's costing us in the end of the games when we need rebounds. We know Mitch is at foul trouble. He can't be aggressive. Take him out. Put the young kid in. And then Randle
he did play 22 minutes. Sims played 22 minutes.
He did play 22 minutes, but we needed those in the end of the game. You can't have Mitch in there playing with 5 fouls and he can't be aggressive. So what's the point?
I don't know. I'd rather have Mitchell let him foul out. That's what they did. I'd rather have Mitchell Robinson in there. You got to have somebody that's going to protect the paint because they were just getting beat horribly. So you got to have somebody that's going to protect the paint. That's why he had Mitchell Robinson in there, and that's why Mitchell fouled out.
And then also they were hitting a lot of tough shots.
Yeah, it's just coincident that most of our games this year, everybody's hitting tough shots, especially at Madison Square Garden. We're not playing good defense on the perimeter, man. It's just simple as that.
Yeah, I'll say this.
That's the problem, and that's the problem.
Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the problem. It's our perimeter defense has been atrocious. It's been atrocious.
I agree.
And we keep putting blame on Kemba. We knew what Kemba was. We knew Kemba can't play no defense.
Yeah, we did. Tibbs did not want him. Remember that. Tibbs did not want Kemba Walker.
I don't know because in the pregame, I mean the presser, when they asked Kemba, "Are you gonna play?" He was very energetic, saying, "Yeah,
but Berman, he's gonna say that in front of everybody. He's gonna talk like he's not gonna stuff negative. He's not gonna be attitudey. He's a professional coach. But Berman said Tibbs did not want Kemba Walker.
Yeah,
Leon Rose wanted Kemba Walker.
Yeah, Kemba Walker is not the typical point guard that Tibbs like. He likes
right. That's what I'm saying. That's not his fault. You gave him an ingredient he did not want in the food. You know what I'm saying? So he's allergic. He's allergic to nuts, and you gave him a nut. You know what I'm saying?
All right, hold on, Chris. Go ahead, Chris. What do you have to say, Chris?
So we got to put that on the front office. The front office didn't put the right players for the coach to excel his game plan.
I agree. I agree with you. Yeah,
I feel you, man. Yeah, I appreciate your call, man. Definitely call back. Have you been listening for a long time, Chris?
Repeat that again. I'm sorry.
Have you been listening for a long time?
Yeah, man. I watch you guys all night, man. I'm a diehard Knicks fan, man.
Nice.
Diehard Knicks fan, man. Diehard Knicks fan.
Out there from the racetrack.
Yes, sir. I've been listening to you guys for over a year now, man. I started watching with Sim,
and
then it went to Uncle Freeze, and then I started watching you guys every night. It's in a rotation every night.
All right. Salute to you, Chris, man. Appreciate you calling in.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me in.
Absolutely. First time.
All right, man. Thank you.
First time caller Chris coming into the program, man. Going 1-on-1 against Raw. All right.
Yeah, you did. See out there with Aqueduct and Belmont, though.
Yeah, from Strong Island out there. Yeah, thanks for watching, Chris, man. Yeah, man, the wing defenders, I do agree with Chris that the wing defenders have I mean, everybody has a point. Kemba Walker. Everything is not all Kemba Walker's fault. But Kemba Walker is part of the problem as well.
It's not a good fit. I'm just saying it's not a good fit. That's all. It's not a good fit. I'm not saying Kemba's a bad player. I'm just saying it's not a good fit with what Tom Thibodeau wants, the style of play that he wants.
I agree with
that. It's not a good fit. That's all I'm saying. And so that's why I'm saying if that's the issue, you got to remove that issue because it's not the style that he wants to play.
I agree with you. I still stand on the fact I still rather this version of Kemba Walker than what we saw in the beginning of the season. I feel like the beginning of the season we basically had like Evan Fournier bringing up the ball and deferring to Julius. Like that's what I felt like we kind of had. Like he wasn't really contributing. He wasn't aggressive. He was relegated to a spot up shooter. I mean, at least like last game yesterday versus the Celtics or 2 days ago versus the Celtics, he was running some pick and roll with Mitch. You know, he was hitting the mid range. He was more involved, setting people up. I'd rather this version than what I've seen a few weeks ago.
You got 4 more callers in the queue?
Oh, we got 4 more callers. You know what? Let me shut up and get to these callers. Shout out to the callers who's rocking with the show tonight. Hot topic, Kemba Walker starting. Who's the problem? Is it Kemba? Is the coach? We're going to talk about it. Next caller up is Russell. I think it's a new caller, too. Shout out to you, Russell. Let us know where you're from and what do you want to talk about, sir?
I'm actually from the Boogie Down, Bronx. Longtime Knicks fan. I used to talk on the text with Raw Hebrew.
All right.
I've been a Knicks fan since '75. So.
Oh wow!
Oh.
Wait, what's your nickname?
Before I was born, you missed the champion. You missed the championship.
What's your nickname?
Back in the day, they said Big Mac, but that's over.
No,
now.
I mean when you text, what's your nickname when you text?
Oh, I didn't even use a nickname. I just said Russell McCall. That was really early.
Oh, okay.
But this has been such a depressing year to me. I haven't said much. I just watched the games and listened to you guys. But tonight after this game, I just had to say something. And I have a little bit of a disagreement with a couple of the things that you guys are saying. Randle, if you go back and look at the tapes, he consistently misses defensive assignments in critical moments.
Absolutely.
There was
definitely does.
When we saw tonight, Kuzma, critical part in the game. Obi's in there. Obi's doing good. Tibbs puts in Randle. Kuzma comes down, hit 2 threes with nobody even in the screen.
Mm-hmm. Hand down, man down.
And it's in the first half. And his body language is terrible. Then toward the end, we need a 3. What does Randle do? He takes the ball and dribble down and try to get a layup. It's like he has no concept of what to do in the critical moments. And I don't care if you're scoring 20 or whatever. If you are the leader, supposed to be the leader of what's supposed to be the mecca of basketball, we should be playing smarter. We should be playing harder. And the team now is a reflection of Randle, who is not held accountable the same way Obi is.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing.
I don't think anybody's disagreeing with you.
I don't disagree.
I don't think nobody's disagreeing with you, sir.
I just know that he's not going anywhere. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's not a problem, but he's not going anywhere.
But Roy, here's the deal. The reality is, if the Knicks are going to be different than what we have, then he might need to go somewhere. You picked Obi number 8 because you didn't think that Randle was going to have a good year. And now Randle's not having a good year, but you don't let Obi get burned, and Obi is running and beating everybody down the court and scoring and whatever the case may be. He is creating a lot of action where people are just not standing around watching Randle, and Tibbs substitutes that. Now, in terms of Kemba, listen, they knew what they were getting when they went ahead and signed him. I don't think nobody thought that Kemba was going to be playing any defense. But I agree, you can't put Kemba out there with Fournier because both of them getting beat like wet rags, and we're looking really bad. I look at Sims early in the first, second quarter, a lot of energy, this, that, whatever the case may be. It's really going to be incumbent for us to play the young guys. There's no reason to have a bunch of assets, whether they are young players and draft picks, when we don't never play them. Right. We got to play those young kids. And,
especially if they show that they could play. Especially if they show that they can play what they have. Yeah.
Exactly. exactly. So when you take a look at it, I don't agree. And I heard other callers talking about we need to get DeRozan. I don't agree with that. I think that we have some viable assets on our bench that we need to go ahead and play. The Knicks are in a great position, greater than we have been in a long time, in the fact that we do have a young core. There's at least 6, 7 brothers over there, young boys, that if they were playing, the Knicks, I think, would look totally different.
I think you're right. I agree with you.
I'm agreeing with everything you're saying so far, sir.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm still trying to find disagreement.
Yeah, I'm saying we disagree. I agree.
We all with you, sir.
Yeah, well, I heard. Well, I guess if I'm disagreeing with the other caller, he was talking about we should have signed DeRozan, give him 85 minutes for DeRozan. Well, no, we're not doing that. I think we've done that in the past. What needs to happen, what should be different about the Knicks now, is that we should go ahead and play the young guys that we drafted. Now, if we don't play those young guys, we've seen what we do. We let them sit there 2-3 years, then we package them off and they start off and be starting other teams. And in the meantime, you have a defensive coach that you don't have defensive players, but you're telling them to play a defensive game. That's basically that's insanity.
Yeah.
That's great. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I agree with 100% too. We got defensive players on the team. We just have to play them.
No, Don made a mistake here. Don made a mistake here. There's no question. Don made a mistake.
Yeah.
And he needed to correct it.
You just have to correct it. Yeah.
You have to correct it. Don made a mistake.
Yeah. And, thanks for calling in, Russell. Enjoyed your call.
I appreciate it.
Definitely call back in when you get a chance, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
All right.
All right, man.
All good points, man. Shout out to Don Hines, Torf Nick, Stanley Man, JT Reddick, Paul Butler, 2 Tiers. Everybody else is rocking with the KLT show. We got another caller in. I'm going to just keep him rolling because it seems like we got a lot of callers coming in. Next caller, let us know what your name is, where you're from, and what do you want to talk about.
Hey, fellas, this is Big Reaper from Jersey.
Big Reaper,
what's up?
Hi.
Happy holidays, guys.
Happy holidays.
Normally, I would have been, I was a little upset earlier because we lost, but then, I was actually pretty happy because of the game Kemba had. I mean, we signed this guy for $8 million, and he's been balling out. At least he's trying to ball out. Today he balled out, definitely. The previous games, he was aggressive, which was really good as well. But it's just he's really increasing his trade value, which is really good.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy about that. And so, I mean, it's just an unfortunate situation. You guys know how I've been complaining about our backcourt and our wings for like this whole year.
Facts.
It's just like it's not it's not going to get any better. As much as Burks has improved on the defensive end, he's still slightly a subpar defender. It's just like we can't keep anyone out of the paint. And if you guys actually go back, Julius hasn't been playing great on defense either. He needs to be a lot more focused.
Yeah.
But honestly, for his defense a little bit, the reason why he was out of position on those threes a lot of times is because we constantly have people driving in the lane, and their defense, the way Tibb is coaching them, he's got every time the ball is like, a driver, someone who's handling the ball near if you're playing defense and you're near basically someone handling the ball, you have helpers. Yeah, you got to help. So you have to overhelp. And so a lot of times these guys are constantly shifting when the ball comes near them, and then they have to recover to their man if the ball is passed to their man. And I think that's essentially what happened to him on those two, especially that first 3-pointer Kuzma hit. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what happened there. And it's a disaster because it's just there's nobody out there stopping anyone from getting in the lane.
No, but he's right. It starts at the point of attack. If we're giving up the paint, everything is finished right there.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but the one thing I got to say today, I don't know if you guys talked about it. I started watching maybe like 30 minutes ago, but I thought Mitchell Robinson had a horrendous game on the defensive end. I feel like he did. If you guys notice, like people are driving in the lane, he couldn't. It's not like he was blocking any of the shots. He could barely get off the ground. It's like if you guys go back and watch this game, he barely got off the ground when people were going for layups today. And so I don't know if it's because what did the last game take a lot out of him? I don't know.
No, it's because
And then the
he's
other thing,
guarding
too,
two
look at-
guys.
It's because he
He's
didn't want to get
guarding
into
two
foul
men.
trouble.
He's guarding two men. He's guarding two
So
men, and there's no rotation behind him.
Okay, so when people did drive, when I was watching the game, when someone did drive to the lane and he committed to basically to defend that shot, he did not get off the ground. There were a couple of lobs that they threw. He just kind of stood there and watched it. He got caught off guard, but obviously the old Mitch, good in shape Mitch, would have been able to obviously get up and try to defend it. But he just kind of he was just caught flat-footed, didn't even jump, attempt to try to to deflect the lob or anything like that.
Okay.
And then look at the stats. He had 3 rebounds, and he played 24 minutes. That says it all. 24 minutes and had 3 rebounds, and he's the starting center. I mean, he does a good job. Look, he does a good job boxing out and try to kind of seal off his man and seal off wherever he can. He's the best on the team at that. And so I give him a lot of credit. And so I think that affects his ability to get rebounds sometimes because his first thing he does, he tries to seal off someone, and so either the forward or the guard can come in and get the rebound. So I give him credit for that. But I just felt after the previous game he had, Gafford is not, he's bigger and stronger than Gafford is. Obviously, he's still out of shape, but it was just to me, I felt like it was a very disappointing effort on his behalf as far as defending the paint, So that's just what I felt in terms of with Mitch. But with everything else, I mean, it's this team. Obviously, we're struggling with Julius. I think he's playing horrible this year. Obviously, I mean, he needs to step it up. I mean, he's the leader of this team. Last year, even earlier this season, he was talking about my team, my guys. If you're going to speak like that, say my team, my guys. Honestly, even if you don't have the right pieces around you, you still have to play better. Sometimes you still have to make better decisions. It's like the way he's playing, it doesn't basically match up to basically the way he was speaking. Obviously, he doesn't really speak like that anymore most of the season, but he spoke like that a lot last year. And to give Julius credit, if you look at these new stats, I looked at the stats for a lot of basically the MVP candidates last year. If it wasn't for the fact that his efficiency numbers were so low, you can actually basically debate whether or not if he would have been top 2 for the MVP candidate last year. It was just because his efficiency numbers were just a little lower. But if you look at basically his when you look at his net rating. I took all the net rating for all the MVP candidates, and you kind of correlate it to the net differential, win differentials for the teams. And he had him and Jokic. They had the highest correlation. They're basically their effort essentially is highly correlated to the team's performance.
Interesting.
And so I mean, it's a double-edged sword because that means your team is overly dependent on one guy. And so maybe we're seeing that double-edged sword this year. And we're definitely seeing it this year when your team is so dependent on one guy and that guy doesn't play well. But, he's I'm not one of those guys, I'm very critical of him, but he's an extremely talented dude. And the season he had last year, I don't think people really realize how big of a season he had last year. You look at the stats and you compare it to the wins that team had. He was responsible basically for about 60% of the wins.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it sounds crazy, but when you look at the statistics, when you look at the correlation, and then you look at I'm just talking I'm just gonna say the statistics show it suggests that he was responsible for about 60% or more of the team's wins last year. So he had a hell of a season.
He definitely did, man. And
that's why he figures it out.
Yeah, that's why I kind of disappointed him a little bit this season, even though it's not all his fault. I don't know, it just seems like mentally he's checked out. But thank you for calling, Reaper. I definitly appreciate your insight as always.
All right, great show, guys. Have a good night.
All right, good night.
How are you too, man?
That's my guy, Big Reaper. All right, next caller up. Let us know what your name is and where you from and what do you want to talk about.
What's up, Jay? This is Jason from Lower East Side.
What's going on, Jason?
Not much. I'll start on a positive before I go on my
Avenue D in the house. Avenue D in the house.
Yeah.
This is the first time I think he's ever played Sims over Taj. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean,
well, he did play Taj. He actually played Taj over Sims. I think Taj got into foul trouble. Then he was like, "All right, let me go to Sims."
Yeah, but he had Taj playing small forward. He wasn't even playing like center or power. Taj was playing small forward.
He's been doing that for the last 3 games, though.
Yeah,
he's playing small forward from a Houston game. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, but in the second half, Taj didn't even play. Am I right, or am I bugging out?
Nah, you're right.
You're right.
All right, so that's interesting. I'll just point that out before I go in on Tibbs.
Okay. He's like positive. Sims over Taj. He likes the young dude. I got you, Jason.
and I don't like Taj. I actually like Taj, but I'm just saying it just shows he's willing to change.
Got you. I hear
Tibbs blew that game. That game was 100% on Tibbs, and I'm a Tibbs fan, but I gotta question Tibbs now. And if this ain't gonna change, he ain't gonna be the coach here for much longer after this season. Because he left Randle in. When every single person that was watching that game in the third quarter knows Randle was the one that was blowing the game for us.
Bruh.
The offense grinded to a complete halt the whole freaking third quarter. All he kept doing was passing the ball. Everyone kept passing the ball to Randle and standing around watching. He kept breaking the ball or losing the ball. It was terrible. After the way the second quarter ended where the ball was moving.
Yeah.
He waited until he wait? He left him in the whole third quarter. Am I right?
Yeah, he did. I was screaming to get Obi in.
I agree with that. And he should have never brought him back in the game after they took him out. They left him out.
Yeah, I mean, he took him out. Here's what I want Tibbs to do. Just because a lot of people keep saying, "Oh, you can't. You got to run with Randle." I'm not saying don't play Randle. I'm not saying bench Randle, put him in the second unit. All I'm saying is, in the third quarter, when he comes out playing like that, pull him after 5 minutes.
I agree.
Then
I agree.
You can put back 5 minutes later.
100%.
But you gotta let him know this ain't gonna stand.
Right.
I agree.
100%.
It's not gonna stand. And he left Fournier in too, which is another thing. That one is fine.
I would have rather him play Doc those minutes.
Me too.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You could say, "Oh, Dotson wasn't great. This and that. Obi wasn't great." They're not hurting the team.
Right.
Fournier and Randle are hurting the team when they're out there.
Yep.
When they're bad, they hurt the team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
No, he's right. He's right.
This was like a must-win game. Like without Bradley Beal at home, they haven't been playing good. They have the worst record than us in the last 8 games.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree with you.
If he can't win these games, what are you going to do? I mean, and if he don't got the balls to tell Randle, look, you're not going to be able to play like this. Especially because he has Obi behind him. It's not like you're benching him for Daniel House.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you, man.
Yeah.
To Tom Thibodeau, especially in the third quarter. For some reason, the third quarter, Tom Thibodeau has a tendency to let the starters run a little bit too wild and have them play through stuff that they should not be played through. They should.
Didn't he start Deuce the third quarter though against Houston?
Yeah, that was the one time he woke up.
Yeah.
That was the one time he woke up. But Randle and Fournier should have been taken out way earlier in the third quarter. Way earlier.
Yeah, and then and somebody brought this up on Twitter. You know how especially last year, a lot of Knicks fans were like, it's not who starts, it's who finishes.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of true, but with Tibbs, who starts matters because who starts, they're usually going to play the whole third quarter, like you guys just said.
Yeah.
It's fact.
Yeah.
I agree. Oh, yo.
So I'm so mad at Tibbs, right? And I think Tibbs is a great coach, but if you can't make this adjustment, well, you ain't gonna be coaching the NBA much because this is his last NBA job anyway. So he better. If you don't have the ball, what do you sitting on the sideline, he's gonna be working for ESPN.
Man, not ESPN. Jason
He's gonna be up there with Monica McNutt.
Oh man.
He's gonna be there with Fizdale because Fizdale ain't gonna be at the Lakers that long.
Oh man. The shots in the air.
He going ham on Tibbs.
Oh man. Yo, appreciate the call.
You all see it, right? Am I going crazy? Do we all not see how? And also the last caller was talking about Mitch. I agree with Raw. How is he gonna? The guards, they don't. When a guy comes off a screen, and the defender is not even trying to beat him, trying to come around him, trying to do anything, and then he automatically is a 2-on-1 against Mitch. What do you want Mitch to do?
That's exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, even Mitch's 3 rebounds. I feel like when you're concentrating on covering up a point of attack's mistakes, you're out of position to rebound. So it affects your fouls, it affects your
And
rebounds.
look at
It's
his
a domino effect.
6 fouls at midcourt. He's trying to guard somebody at midcourt.
So
it's ridiculous.
yeah, I
was like, you know what? Give me some guards that can play some defense, man. That's all I want.
Exactly.
And then there's a lot. I don't think Tibbs, and this is why I'm so mad with Tibbs. I don't think he's going to change. Like everyone's like, we have all our players back. I'm like,
I'm gonna hold judgment until everybody comes back. I want to see what happens next week Thursday when everybody's back.
Exactly.
What's going to happen? Yeah. He's going to play. He's going to play Grimes or McBride like 15 minutes. He's going to play Obi like 12 minutes or 15 minutes max.
Oh, don't say that.
This is bad.
Kemba, RJ, he's going to play these guys like 32 minutes.
I want you to tell me he's going to play Kemba 15 minutes, and I want you to tell me he's going to play Julius at point guard 32 minutes.
It's classic Tibbs, though.
I love the way Kemba played today. Y'all know I've been killing Kemba lately. I'll say this. He played great, even though his defense is terrible. He ain't going to last this season playing like this. He's going to get hurt. He's going to be just like Rose in the sideline. And then what is Tibbs going to do? He's going to play Alec Burks instead of McBride?
He better not. He better not, man. He better not. Yo, thank you for your call, Jason. A lot of hilarious points.
I have to get this off my chest today.
I feel you. I feel you, man.
That's all good.
Oh, man. Yo.
Oh, did it get cut off?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we have Fritz probably hung up because I said thank you for your call. And we got more calls to come up. So maybe Fritz probably pulled the plug on it. But didn't mean to hang up on you, but we do have other callers. And definitely call in next. Next show is Christmas.
Yeah, Christmas game
show. Yeah. I mean, I don't expect y'all to be here. I'm gonna do the show. If y'all want to come, y'all can. But I don't really expect y'all.
I can't make that one. It's at noon time. I'm gonna be watching the replay.
You're gonna be watching the replay. Yeah. Well, I will be here. I definitely will be here.
I'll try my best. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm gonna try my best to make it for the post game.
I bet. So I'll definitely be here, and possibly my guy Ryan G in the building with me. Hopefully, talk about Knicks win versus the Hawks. Next caller up, Rich Jim. Shout out to Rich Jim.
Rich Jim? Okay.
Yeah, Rich Jim. My style in the chat. Rich, let us know what are you going to talk about? Where you from, sir?
You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, I want to say, first of all, happy holidays to you gentlemen.
All right.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, and I agree with the last caller, man. Tibbs, oh, my God, man. I don't think he's going to change either. I think he's going to do the same thing he's been doing all year, and he's going to run with his vets. Our young boys, maybe next year is when the chance they're going to really get to do something, because I don't see it happening this year. I think the problem is playing Evan and Walker together.
Absolutely.
If we sit one of them down, let's say we sit Evan down, and we have Walker, Grimes, RJ, Randle that wants to play defense, and Mitch, I think them starting 5 will play a hell of a defensive job. The problem is Evan and Walker are letting their defensive schemes are not working. They're not working. And then Randle sees that, and Randle's like, "Oh man, I ain't gonna hustle either because they just going by these guys."
It's like, you're not tiring me out.
I feel so sorry for Mitch because Mitch gets stuck in the middle. Mitch is the one trying to do everything, and he looks like the worst because everybody's scoring on him because he's trying to guard so many people at the same time.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you. So I like your theory. Your theory is just Randall just checks out because he's just tired of it.
Yeah, I can't deny that because that's what it looks like too.
Because it do look like it. It
does look like that.
Another thing I think what's going on is last year Randall had the keys to run this team. The signing of Evan and Walker, I think, threw Randall for a loop. Like, he probably feels they're trying to take them keys away from him by hiring these two number one options on their team, their previous teams, which is taking from his role.
Well, Fournier's number one option on the French team, but not in the NBA.
Not in Orlando. He wasn't number one option in Orlando.
No, I don't think he was the number one option. They had
Hey,
was he number one option?
If he was a 1A, he was definitely 1B in Orlando.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he was a 1A.
I guess he was. I guess you do. That's probably why they stumped. No, you're probably right. He probably was number one option. I think about it because I'm thinking about that team he played on. They didn't really have nobody.
Yeah, that's why they moved him because it was like, all right, well, we need to move on because.
Vucevic also.
Right, Vucevic.
Yeah, Vucevic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he was like maybe a 1B or the second option.
Right.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I could see that.
And I'm wondering why Tibbs called out RJ live on TV. He stayed screaming at Obi on the floor where everybody could see. He benched Walker for poor play, but Randle gets to seem to do whatever he wants to do, which is not showing the rest of the team accountability for Randle. And I think it's going to make the team in the locker room start separating because Randle seems to get favorite treatment.
I agree with that too.
And with that,
I agree. He does.
With that,
Randle's definitely not treated the way everybody else is treated.
Yep.
With that, I'm out and have a nice night, fellas.
All right.
You too, man.
Salute to Rich Jim. My man, he'll be chilling in the chat. Finally decides to call up to the KOT show. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you for the call. Next call up. We got 2 more callers to go. Then we're going to wrap it up. JT, my man. What's going on, JT?
Yeah.
What's good?
And I wanted this one. I got a vendetta with Washington.
Yeah,
I went to see the Knicks live on my birthday, and that was my birthday gift was an L. So for me, it's always a personal thing with Washington.
Sorry to hear
that. Yeah, but
happy birthday though! Happy birthday!
No, not tonight. I was talking about 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay, 2 years ago. Bro, for me.
I'm still salty. I still hold on to that. but yeah, man. Like to answer your question, who's the fault? Is either Kemba or Coach? Is going to be Coach because Coach know what he got with Kemba, and Coach is the one who can make the adjustments. Kemba game can't change overnight, but Coach can make different adjustments because ideally Kemba he's a step slow and he's going to score. So you really want to put Kemba with, to me, the perfect two guys with Kemba is definitely Grimes and McBride. I know that's the theme of the night. Everybody keeps talking about the rooks. Is because McBride is going to play. He's going to play make and he's going to play point guard. He's going to play real true point guard and he's going to facilitate. But he's also going to play defense. So is Grimes. So guess what? You give Kemba that chance to make his, to score and make his shot, and then when Kemba get doubled and Grimes Deuce got the ball, he could pull up or he could dish it off to Grimes. That's if you want to keep Kemba in rotation. To my opinion, who's the best guy. Kemba does not need to share the floor with Randle and Fournier. That doesn't work at all.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we need offense and defense.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So they need to stay far away, and it's like you can't easily put them on the second unit because Kemba already ain't got really like the big contract. I mean, the only thing that's kind of hurting right now is Kemba's going off. So even though he's got an $8 million contract, you already know we're going to get the PR nightmare because everybody's going to talk about, Kemba's going off, Tibbs was wrong, and he put him on the bench. It's like they're going to make this whole narrative thing because even Jamal Crawford started with the saying, because the coach didn't like him, even though like Roy kept saying and rumor has it.
Yeah, man.
Say again?
Yeah. Yo, Ross said he didn't know Jamal was killing us like that. Jamal's been killing us for weeks.
I didn't even know that.
He's been killing us for weeks on Twitter. Weeks. Yeah,
exactly,
man. I mean,
so that's just kind of like.
Go ahead.
So, my fault. So I was saying, like, that's why, it's, like I say, theme of all my calls is always the worldwide mess.
Yeah, man.
The worldwide mess is the
Shout
orange
out
and
the
blue.
worldwide web.
We got so many narratives going on right now. And then the same thing with I was listening to Iman Shumpert's interview, and he said something that really like kind of got my attention, that kind of correlates with what we're going through, where it's like, you got to give it time. I know no one want to hear that, but at the end of the day, man, we could keep, like I keep saying all the time, every time I call, we can keep crying about Randle, but what we going to do? We can't, we're going to give him up for who? Like, and what are we gonna get in return? You know what I'm saying? It's like there is no real answer besides just figuring it out. So giving it time, because hopefully Randle figures it out this season, or he figures it out next season, because he's been getting his face beaten, pause, the whole year, because he's hearing it.
Oh,
he is hearing it. He heard it in 19. He was the hero last year. Right now, everybody ready to give him up for half a chopped cheese and a half drunken quart of water.
Yeah, man.
So he's hearing it. Definitely. So, but with that being said, all we could do is just keep watching it and hope the young guys play, and then the Tibbs, because right now the biggest thing is Tibbs is just the rotation, because I don't feel there's any good trade that we have that is going to really answer our questions. Because any trade we make, we're not the only ones who see the potential our rooks got. Our rooks are going to go. So everybody who keeps having these 2K trades, like, yeah, we're going to just trade Noel, Fournier, and Randle and let the kids play. Okay, who we getting in return? Who's really going to take those three guys?
I agree.
Without
and if
a lot of stuff attached to it. So
I agree.
I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think on that.
I mean,
Other
they
than
would
that,
take a
I'm
bad
out.
contract. They would get rid of him for a bad contract. But I mean, I don't want to see them do that. But that's the only way you're gonna get rid of. If there's a bad contract, if there's a bad contract that's going to expire, let's say next year, then you would take it for a bad deal. But that whoever that guy is, you shouldn't be playing that guy. It's just a bad deal going to sit on your bench.
Right. I can definitely see
that.
If Kemba keeps playing the way he's playing, even though we're losing, I can definitely see his trade market going up and somebody being interested in during the trade deadline.
I hope so.
I can definitely see a scenario that happens. But we pull the trigger be one thing.
Yeah,
I feel like that'd be more up to Kemba.
Because Kemba's raising up his stock.
Yeah.
That'll
be more up to Kemba.
He's definitely raising up his stock.
And whether we can survive that too is depends on what Derrick Rose is doing with his knees. If his ankles, if he can come back, that'll help. And if Deuce McBride steps up, that'll help things for us as well, for sure.
Yeah, because we still would have three guys to play the point with Deuce, IQ, and Burks. We'd still have three guys to play the point if we traded.
Yeah.
So it's not like all is lost, if we trade him. So, I just want to wait until everybody comes back. Next week, I want to see what happens. I thought that we could win a lot in a row if we won this game tonight, but I knew this game was going to be tough. And the reasons that I knew it was going to be tough was because of everything that we just saw. So, let's see. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. All right, Yo, salute to you, man. Salute to you. Thanks for calling in as usual. All right, I guess he's out. Man, I think Jay-Z said it. He says, die and be a hero, or live long enough to see yourself become a villain. Right now, Randle is still living, and he's a villain right now.
Total 180 from last year.
Total 180. Shout out to Hov. All y'all who's killing Hov on these versus takes, brother, y'all. All right? That's my bro pick for the day. Stop killing Hov like he's not the GOAT. All right?
Facts.
And you talking from somebody from Brooklyn, too. I'm just letting you know. All right? Next caller up, Emil from Australia, who's again using his international minutes to call into the show. Shout out to my guy.
Oh my God, man, from Australia, from down under.
Yeah, man.
Aye.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sweet, man.
Good day.
What I said last game was that I'm not going to be happy until we beat a legit team.
Mm-hmm.
This could have been the game that we actually beat someone. Like, they're not fully legitimate, but it would have been a good win.
Right.
And if I said that I want the ball in Evans' hands. I do not want him to touch the ball ever again. He's so inconsistent. He kills my life. He's so inconsistent. And yeah, I just don't understand how the effort is so low. Julius, those 2 threes. If we had to lose to anyone, did it have to be Kyle Kuzma? Had to be Kyle Kuzma.
Oh yeah, man.
And it annoyed me so much.
Yeah,
but even the Dinwiddie 3 off the banker, that was so frustrating.
Yeah.
And then the rebound from Mitch into I think Aaron Holiday for the 3. Those 50-50, the 50-50 balls killed us at the end. But yeah, man, it was I wanted this win so bad. It's like I was trying to look on the bright side. Let's say we had Rose and quickly today, it'd probably be a different outcome. But it's just like it's such a winnable game, so you can't really blame it on having players missing. And but yeah, it's one thing I feel like we need is a wing defender like Mikal Bridges or someone like those versatile guys. Like even not with the contract this guy has, but I would love Jeremy Grant. But like obviously not with the contract situation he's in. Mm-hmm. But like Jeremy Grant would be, I feel like he'd be a good player on this team, especially if he's not the first option.
Right. Yeah,
but yeah, we're not going to get him. But it's just like something that I thought in my head it'd be a perfect fit.
Yeah, and we have Grimes too. We got to see what Grimes can do because
you got to let Grimes play, man. That's what
Grimes might be. Grimes might be somebody who could do it for us. He showed that he could play defense before. We just need to give him a chance. I mean, today we had Daniel House, who yeah, he looked kind of crazy today a little bit for a second.
Yeah.
And then Dot. And coach was like, you know what, just go with Dot. And then Dot looked a little better. But you're right. We need wing defenders, and we need to not play Taj at the small forward spot. We need to stop that too.
Yeah, and also Grimes and oh, sorry to cut you off. And Grimes could potentially be the next Mikal Bridges because he has a similar game to Mikal Bridges. So Knicks may possibly have that player on the roster already.
Good point.
That's the frustrating thing. We got the talent on the team to win. We just not playing them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 100%. But with the D Rose injury, I feel like they're not going to play Grimes anymore because I think they're going to need McBride a bit more than Grimes, unless because who's going to replace Rose in the backup point minutes?
I would think that would be IQ and then put Grimes at the 2 guard on the second unit.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
I mean, I would do it.
I don't know, because
it could go either way, man. Like, you know what? It's funny. I felt like we kind of liked McBride's game more than Grimes when it came to Summer League, but I feel like Grimes has gotten the go-ahead first because of where he was drafted.
Yep.
But I like IQ and McBride better together. Like, I mean, the times I've seen them together, when they had that 1-2 punch against Houston, like they seem to fit together really seamlessly. And not to say that IQ and Grimes wouldn't fit, because I think they'll fit together as well. But I like McBride and IQ a little bit more.
You can close with them like they did against Houston. You can close. You can close fourth quarter with them.
Right.
But I'm just saying, as units, I'd start Grimes and then have IQ be the point in the second unit where Rose was, and then just move Grimes. I'd start Deuce, and put Grimes into IQ spot as the 2 guard in the second unit.
Right, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to happen, we can say everything we want, but who knows?
Yeah.
You got a super chat, man.
Oh, we got a super chat? Hold on. $10 super chat.
Yeah.
My guy Reaper says $10. Why didn't Grimes play? I thought he was playing today because I saw a report that said he was playing, but then somebody, I think Ryan said behind the scenes that.
Yeah, like somebody I think while the game was going on, I think somebody mentioned that Grimes is only like for like emergency purposes, like, if in case of an emergency, then Grimes would play. But I think the plan was to sit Grimes out for this game, then probably get him ready to play Saturday against the Hawks.
Right. So, thank you for the super chat. Definitely helps out the program. Emil, any more questions or comments?
No, if we just bench Fournier, we can probably play Grimes and McBride, but we all know it's not going to happen. So just keep him out of the rotation. But
I would love to see that. Oh my God.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love it, man. I would definitely love it. Yeah. Salute to you, Emil. Thanks for calling in. I'm not sure what time is it in Australia?
Man.
It's tomorrow at 11:40 a.m.
It's 11:40 a.m.?
Yeah, Friday.
Wow. Okay. Well, okay, so you're in the future. That's what's up. All right. So you're early morning. Thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate you. And
yeah, no worries, man. Have a good Christmas, eh?
All right, you too, sir.
You too, man.
All right. Shout out to Emil. Yeah, it's good. Good show, good spirited show. People really involved. Kemba Walker has been top of the conversation. Bruh picks. Any bruh picks for you today, Brian? Ryan.
Oh, bro, picks. Well,
I'll put you on the spot. I already know.
but there is a bro pick. I forgot who fell. Who touched Earth? Somebody touched Earth though. It was Bucks versus who Bucks were playing again? It was the Rockets, right? Somebody touched something.
Yes,
Yeah, somebody touched Earth on the Rockets.
yes.
Yeah, somebody touched Earth on the Rockets.
Bruh.
But
He sat
yeah,
on the sideline. I know exactly what you're talking about. I forgot who the player was.
Yeah, it was Jordan Nwora, I think, on the Bucks. He was saucing dude on the wing and went between the legs, step back, and my guy just sat on the ground and just slid towards the sideline.
Oh no!
and he ended up not getting in the basket as well.
That was another game. Was that tonight?
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah,
I got it.
That was a pass game.
Hold on. I found it. I found it. Wait a minute if I can find it. Hold on. Hilarious. If I can find it real quick. Here we go. Sauce. Whoop! On the sideline.
Yep.
Cash.
Bruh.
And they don't. You know what's funny about that? Because Jordan Nwora, like after he did that later on in the game, he got posterized.
Bruh.
Someone yabbed it on his head. Yeah, he yabbed it on his head later on in the game.
Bad day for my man.
and then on top of that, what made it even worse was that Christian Wood used two hands for safety too.
No, you know what? I saw that highlight.
Yeah.
I saw both of the highlight when he had homie on the floor. I did see that. I did see that.
Crazy.
And he hit a three on him. He stepped back and hit a three on him.
Yep.
Oh man.
And Nwora don't normally have any moves like that.
Well, he found moves that day.
That's
why you gotta. When you don't do that, you saw the way he was celebrating.
Yep.
When you don't do that, you gotta milk it. You gotta milk it.
Oh my God, that's why you got
he kind of did the impression of him fumbling on the floor. He had his hands out. He's like,
oh my God.
Yeah. All right, good show, guys. That is our show. Raw, let them know where they can find you, sir.
Raw Hebrew Remnant on YouTube and Raw Hebrew Remnant on Twitter. I also have Raw Hebrew Remnant on Patreon, but that's just for the Philippine thing. But as far as you want to converse, those are the two places.
All right, cool. Ryan, where can they find you, sir?
You'll find me on Instagram at Sir G is Chillin'.
Sir G is chillin'.
That's SIRG is CHILLIN. You can also find me on Twitter at RyanGKOT. And before we go, I just gotta big up Joseph Ross comment. Because he said, let us bribe Thibs with a lifetime free order of Cat's pastrami sandwiches from Cats with a free T-shirt. First is not a point guard. He looks for a shot first.
Oh man! All right. Well, one more. Yo, tell him you want to call. Tell him you want to call and close. You can close. Tell him you haven't called in a minute. I'm letting them know where they can find me, and then you can call in and close the show. All right.
Tell him, Alejandro.
Mm-hmm.
Just for side thing, Frank Ntilikina scored 14 points tonight.
All right. Starting for the
Frank.
All right.
He scored. He played 37 minutes. He actually shot 16 times.
Oh wow! Damn. Put him up today, Frank. Okay.
Yeah, but they lost.
Wait. Oh. Has he ever taken that many field goals in a game?
I don't think he's ever taken that many shots.
Yeah. This might be a career high for Tim.
He was pulling, man. He took 16 shots, took 10 threes, but he only hit 2.
It's like Tupac. You got the juice now. No more point guard.
He was pulling. Yeah.
It's your team. But
word.
All right. Well, you already know, man. You know where to find us. Find us at DKOT Show on Twitter, the Nick of Time Show on Instagram. Listen, man, we are creeping up slowly to those 10K followers. I think we're like almost 70 away from 10K followers. So definitely, if you're watching this show, you're loving TOT, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share. Also, follow us on Instagram. All right? And also, you can buy our snapbacks at thenicoftimeshow.com/catalog. All right? Cool.
So wait,
all
that
right.
Dallas pick is top 10 protected?
Yeah, we got picks on picks. We got a lot of picks coming up. We're gonna have to consolidate some picks and make a move because we have too many picks. But
do we have their pick this summer?
I feel like it's next summer.
I
feel
thought
like
it was 2023.
Yeah, 2023. Yeah, 2023. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
2023.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Closing this show. Final caller of the night. It's Tell him, Alejandro. Tell him. Talk to us, dog. What you got on your mind, sir?
Test. Is this mic good?
Test. Yep.
Test. How you doing? Good night, Jay Ellis. How you doing? Good night, Ryan G. How you doing? Good night, Uncle Raw. We gotta talk. So everybody right now they're in shambles, as we should be. So we got a lot of stuff that we're questioning, right? Whether it's the rotation, the coach, our supposed best player, Julius Randle. But I need to refocus everybody because it's time to go to war Saturday.
Hold on.
I can't wait to unfinish.
Are you on speaker? Are you on speaker? Hold on a second.
No.
Okay.
I'm not on speaker. Hold on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. We have to get some blood on Saturday. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because the NBA is trying to change the COVID protocols, the health and safety rules from 10 days to 6 days.
Right.
6 added
Right.
from Sunday is Saturday instead of 7 days. Sunday is the day Trae Young went into protocol. Keep your eyes open and stay woke.
Stay woke. They're trying to get us.
You understand what I'm saying? Because on Saturday, I'm smoking on that Atlanta Hawks site. That's one of my gifts. I'm going to my Christmas tree with my coquito, and I'm going to see underneath a dead bird. That's what I'm going to see underneath my tree. A dead bird. After IQ hopefully can sneak out of protocol and go crazy. And the Trae Young stopper, Deuce McBride, hopefully can sneak out of protocol. We'll see. We're going to see what they do with this protocol stuff. If they let Trae Young in the game, I want to see some of our Knicks in the game. Not just RJ Grimes. I want to see one more person. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I want everybody to focus because we're going to get a lot of answers on Saturday. You see how we questioning the coach and our best player? If they don't show up Saturday, the noise is going to get crazy. Now, if you remember years ago, right before we hired Phil Jackson, people were blinded by, oh, my God, it's Phil. But they forgot the day prior that we were about to go to Madison Square Garden and we were about to riot and protest because we didn't like the direction that Mr. Dolan was taking the team. You remember that? That's the reason why they hired Phil. It was a cover-up. Well, this Saturday, if we lose, the noise and the ruckus and the chaos is going to get so nasty that I do think we might get some of the stuff that we want, which may be Johnny Bryant taking the team over. Who knows? It may be freeing the young guys. Who knows? But I think this Saturday is going to be very telling because we starting to lose games that we're supposed to win. Like tonight, no Bradley Beal, Wizards team, we under 500. This is the time to wake up. And we're wasting a 44-point performance from our Bronx man, who or should I say who the coach said was whack. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get some answers this Saturday. I think that's a good thing, to be honest. I think that's a very good thing.
Tellum says he's like, if the world is burning, it's going to be better for us because the players we want the player are going to play. And you feel like the coach might be on board. Is that what I'm hearing you saying?
I like the coach, but I think he lacks a sense of awareness with what's going on in the game at times. And y'all were pointing out how he'll bark at Obi, he'll bark at whatever player, but he's not barking at Julius. I swear to God, with my right hand up, this third quarter, Kemba was cooking. This second quarter, Kemba was cooking. There was a point in the third quarter where Julius Randle got the ball from Kemba. He didn't give it back. He drove to the lane and got a turnover. And I said, oh, my God, I just saw this a week and change ago when Grimes was cooking. And Grimes gave the ball to Randle. Randle did not give him the ball back and screen. Randle drove and had a turnover. I just saw this. Something is going on where Randle is not being held accountable for some of these mistakes that he's making. And on Saturday, if we lose with a nationwide game like that, oh, nah, changes is coming. That's why I say this is a good thing. We're going to get a present on Saturday, whether we like it or not.
So whether we like it or not, we either getting cooked bird or a new coach. Saturday.
Kapla.
You already know the gunshots were
Oh,
man.
Yo, for the three of y'all, much love. Y'all keep cooking. And we're going to link on Saturday. We're going to see what we get for Christmas.
Yes, I'm looking at that tree. All right, shout out to my man Tello.
Be safe. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
You too, man.
Gunshots to my man Tello.
For real.
The funny takes. Always brings the fire.
Always.
Man. I don't think Tom is going to be fired this season.
No, he ain't going nowhere this year.
I don't see that, but
They going whatever happens. He got until next. He's gonna go 3 full seasons. I'm telling you that right now. But I don't think this season is done yet. They looking real bad, but it's dark before the dawn, man. Wait for our kids to come back. That's all I'm waiting.
Right. The schedule is still kind of soft for December and January. And if we have our team back, we can actually really see what we have. And hopefully we start to make some progress when we add some more defensive players and our bench. Because, like, listen, our bench has been our strength this season. We've gotten outscored on the bench ridiculously today. I think the bench scoring was 38-14. Yeah, that's not New York Knicks bench, you know. So I think once we get some more pieces, once we get some more defensive pieces, I think we'll be a little bit better. All right. But yeah, that is our show, man. Thanks for closing the show. You already know where to find us. You already know our stuff. So yeah, next show will be against these Hawks. Hoping we y'all having some Christmas turkey, but hopefully the Knicks are having some Hawk for dinner. And watch us talk about the Knicks win on Saturday. I'm calling it into existence. All right. That is our show. And as always,
shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here, right? That is our show. We are out of here.
Peace.
Peace.